You Hello. Let's see. Let me get on Hex Chat too. See if this is in progress or not. Close. Yo.
Yo, how is it doing, MC?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So yet again, it's gonna be we're a little late here for a commentary. Sorry, everyone. So hopefully everyone having a good night. Here we got two incredible runner. It's mrcab, and it's gonna be becored tonight for you.
Yes, this is a really competitive. This should be a pretty competitive race, and I'm looking forward to it. Currently, they're on. Looks like they're both on Mega Man 2, and they're not too far behind one another.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty much neck and neck, almost.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tight one. We got, I think, becored playing Rockman 2, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see about. It's gonna be the same. You can see the text in Japanese here for a mrcab.
And that, of course, will take away that dialogue and save a lot of time with the Japanese text, and will help eliminate add a few extra seconds to their run in this particular game.
We got, you're gonna see that from pretty much all about the top tier player into Mega Man game. If you're less comfortable with the game, if you're going with Rockman, having difficult boss and everything, you're more likely to actually lose time or get bumped into a wall or something. Becored. Oh,
Becco, excuse me.
Perfect.
Whom is on which side? Because I don't see any the labels for the runners.
I'm pretty sure we got mrcab on the left and becored on the right, if I'm not mistaken. There we go.
Becco Red is in red.
There we go. Perfect.
Hey, easy way to remember.
So yeah, like you're saying, that's gonna be really close for the two players. So we got becored from on Mega Man RT. I'm checking that we got becored is number 9 on Mega Man 4 with a 38:35, so really good time. And he's actually becored is number 1 on Mega Man 5 80%, so 33:19. So that's gonna be a really strong game for becored at the second half of the series of the game.
I found whoever is ahead by Mega Man 4 can take a pretty substantial lead if they're really familiar with that game. It has tripped a lot of people up, myself included, because of some of the more difficult stages at Ringman, and even in the second checkpoint of Dustman can really make some people get confused and take it a little slower just to make sure that they get through.
But still, here we got less than it's pretty much less than a stage difference between the two players. I'm not sure what happened here. If it's just a question of one was faster than the other, or if something goes wrong. And I've mentioned the time for becored, and I'm looking at the charts here. I think we all know mrcab from Mega Man community. We all love him. I mean, this guy just played them all. You're looking at just played everything that Mega Man was in it. So we're gonna see something really cool about mrcab. Is gonna be, maybe he's not gonna be he's not the best in all the Mega Man, but he's really good, really efficient, all of them. So I think that's gonna be something really. I mean, you're looking for that for a 46 robots tournament, and I think Mr. Cap can be considered like one of the top runner in the tournament.
He has a competitive time. It's about last I checked was a 154. So that's right up there with them. And that could be a difference to him as an uncostly death than some of the higher runners, and that could really keep him in this term. Do not rule him out. I wanted to point out, Becco did a pretty dangerous zip on Quickman stage, and he managed to get through. That zip can soft lock the game, and he actually managed to do that. There are a few opportunities where you can kind of, in Mega Man 2, where you can get soft locked and have to reset or password back to that stage, and that's one of them. So let's be interesting to see. I'm sure if he's going for that, surely he's going to go for. They're both playing Rock Band 2. They're probably going to take. We're going to see all the zips in these two runs. Absolutely,
we got two top tier player for Rock Band 2. It's going to be really interesting. We're going to see. So you've got Mr. Cap here doing the zip, first zip in the Quickman. You can actually turn left a little bit here to make the lights turn on again when you respawn the enemy, and you get here Mr. Cap is going for the second zip also. So it's really
lights off, no less.
You need to look. You see, little Mega Man need to look at the right when he passes the right of the screen, or you're going to be soft locking the game.
He's doing the wiggle method where you would press A, hold left and right, and just inch through, and he looks like he's through. That makes that zip even more difficult in the dark. You can't see the exit, so you could very well easily soft lock there, but he managed to get through, and he's going to fight Quickman.
That's really impressive. The people, when they actually learn with the lights off, after that they usually don't want to turn them on, or it's just gonna, it's just gonna be confusing for us sometimes, for them. So here we're gonna see, you can actually, there's 3 ways to pass it. We're gonna see really cool ones. Gonna be becored. Gonna do a little zip here that's gonna give him the time to pass the door and not make the last dog spawn instead of, there we go. So but it's really tight window here. If you miss it, you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna need to kill the dog though.
It's always really amazing to see the two runners that are so competitive and so close together. Really makes for an exciting race. So here comes Good Wood from Becco, setting it up perfectly. Well, he'll be through once we see him get to grab the ladder from the other side. Once he's on there, he has to make sure he doesn't release Heatman too early or press A too late, and then he will be on there. I actually just learned this evening, so it's pretty interesting to see it all in real time. It's really awesome to do.
It's really awesome to do when the first time you're doing a zip in Mega Man 2, you're feeling like you're a freaking wizard at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree. They should call the first one, it's Good Wood, the first one's Great Wood, because you just kind of have that off your shoulders, and then you can make that up, almost a 20-second time save.
Because I think this is pretty much the walking Mega Man, where you're doing the zip like this, and you're showing that to someone who never played Mega Man or something. That is really impressive. Oh, we got two nice little weight screen here with the... So it's pretty much one stage difference. You got Woodman is a little bit longer than the Bubbleman stage though. And yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought here, but for the viewers and everything, I mean, when you're seeing someone playing a good Mega Man like Mega Man 4 or something, Mega Man 3, I mean, it's really hard to tell when you don't play the game yourself to tell how good they are when they're doing that. But in Mega Man 2, it's really impressive for everyone.
That's true, because there are a lot of different routes on 3, and I mean, a little variation on 4, but not as much as 3, and it's hard to tell like if both runners are on 3 who indeed is ahead because of their route. So Mr. Cab went ahead and also did the flash in doing the zips across the dogs. He's going to have to fight the last one because unfortunately it wasn't quite quick enough.
Yeah, so we talked about this, mentioned it a moment ago. So yeah, if you're not quick enough, it's really it's really a tight window. Sometimes I don't think we saw that trick yet again, but there's a zip just before that you can do. You place 2 item 1, and then you're gonna zip through the ceiling, and you need to do 3 of the screen with the dogs, doing the little wiggle and look to the left. It's pretty much that. That was really impressive, really hard to do. I don't think maybe Nero did that. I'm not sure.
That sounds right. Either Nero or maybe Zodanor.
Zodanor maybe.
He did an amazing zip on Mega Man 1 for the early magnet beam when he wrapped around the screen and actually wrapped to the top. So it pushed him up a little ahead, gave him saved a few extra seconds.
Yeah, you're gonna see that one is usually people are gonna learn the zip, but this little extra part is saving quite a lot of time. So, and there we go. It's gonna be a Mega Man 3 for becored.
It's like he's gonna do magnet first, and Mr. Cab is finished off Woodman with the air cannon, which is interesting. You don't normally usually see that, but it looks like he may have ran out of the heat weapon doing the wood zip.
No, actually, for that MC, I just thought about it. It's the you're gonna see a lot of people in Rockman. They're gonna kill Woodman with air weapon because I think he's taking 2 complete shots for the heat weapon on Rockman. So you really need with the air weapon is pretty cool. You can just you're gonna shot him once. It's pretty effective, and then after that you can hit him even if he's got the shield on or sitting in his 8 bucks, and then you just blast him like this.
That makes more sense. That is awesome. So the trickiest part about doing magnet first are the Yoku blocks, but if you memorize that pattern, you should get through right away. It is indeed the safest route, and as Chelny says, it's probably the most recommended race route.
It's pretty consistent. It's gonna, I don't know, for magnet route, it's just saving a lot of headaches during the 8 robos. Having the magnet weapon at the beginning of the run it makes things so easy sometimes.
Especially on hard and Gemini stages and Shadow to have the magnet, and also I guess the cats.
The cats really help.
It's good for everything.
Just take the magnet out. If you're wondering how do the magnets work, it's really he's gonna track pretty much all enemies on the screen. It can be a little tricky, but once you get it right, I mean, for the cats it's just gonna take 5 hits instead of I think it's 10 shot for the 2 cats. So really needs to do a lot of mashing there and be really efficient. So nice, we're gonna see 2 magnets, so that's pretty cool to see 2 runners doing the same route. So you're gonna be able to actually tell really the difference between where they are standing to each other.
It's a fun stage to start as well. A lot of sliding, and then the mechanics with the magnet kind of pushing you around, and it kind of gets your mashing going with the first Proto Man fight. Making sure that's a really important part of Mega Man 3 is how well you can mash and get off as many shots as possible.
Yeah, I mean, for Mega Man 3, I think is one of my favorite to run. This game is really hard at first, but damn, it's so satisfying. And Mega Man feels so light in this game instead of probably like Mega Man 6 or something. You're just sliding everywhere. Everything is really fast-paced, and this is the kind of game you can really. I think you can make a run of Mega Man 2 like on the fly like this. But for Mega Man 3, you really need to, I don't know, do 1 or 2 stages first, trying to warm up your fingers a little bit because it involves a lot of mashing.
I absolutely agree. It is a lot of fun once you can really get your movement nice and tight in all of these stages. It's really cool to put all those inputs in. That's kind of one of the appeals, I think, to this game as a speed run. It's just how fluid the movement is, and I think you'll see that a lot in a lot of more popular speedruns where there's a lot of movement mechanics, and it really makes it a lot of fun, and and it's a lot of fun to watch as well.
I think for Mega Man 3 you need to get Destroy at first, and then you're gonna start to appreciate the game. This is the first step in Mega Man 3. You think you're ready. You practice for like a week or 2, watching
Yeah.
tutorials. You're going in there, getting your ass kicked, and then that's what happened to me, though.
Well,
So-
as long as you didn't soft lock, then that's probably the thing. We had another victim
actually-
of that today.
Seriously, who?
Anhole against Primal. He
That
soft locked
poor-
on Gemini Man. He had to password back, and unfortunately had to do that again.
Yeah, actually, see that the soft lock from Gemini happened to me 3 times when I start running the game. It's been a while because, yeah, you really need to learn to. I mean, once you don't know at first when you're doing that, so you really lost first time it happens. But after that, I really work on my Gemini fight to actually learn to fight him properly, because it didn't happen the same way that happened to you. Me, I was fighting Gemini, and we really stick close to him, and I start mashing Shadow Blades, and he always disappear. It happened to me once when I'm fighting him in the boss fight with Gemini weapon, so it was really weird.
You got the bees in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I totally forget to pop up that chat. So we don't have a time for becored, but for Mr. Cat, forget to check. Sorry, guys. So we got a Mega Man 3 80%, 4109 for Mr. Cab here. So number 56. So I mean, he knows his way around the game pretty well.
There are only one Robot Master is separating them right now.
I mean, everything. We're gonna check. Everything can happen still. I mean, when you got better players, it means more risks too. So you can see some people. I mean, here you got becored. It's it's going full all out here on the little jumps here that you can actually skip one a little bit, or you're not gonna wait here, but save a little bit of time. So it can be a little bit risky, but for now, I mean, I don't want to jinx anyone because they were doing both pretty well here.
No caster curse tonight.
There you go. I think they already knew that.
Shelly says he doesn't believe in caster curse. I'm not sure if I do either. But I am 50-50. I don't know.
So here, Mr. Cab unfortunately missed the magnet, so he's gonna finish Ardman with the buster. But there you go. The job is done.
Good backup. Good backup strat. So let's see. I saw something interesting today. Primal, at the last section before you enter the Shadow Man fight, sliding under the enemies on those platforms. Very, very scary, but he managed to make it through. And then he finished off Shadow Man with the Buster, which was very cool to see. So here's the second Proto Man fight. I'm sorry.
Is he doing the magnets route, or no? I think Primal is doing. I think it's not
top
sure for
first.
the other round. Top first, okay.
Yeah, I think he did top as for his first robot in Mega Man 3. That first section of top is very tricky. That's probably definitely the most difficult run or route because of how many enemies are on the screen, and then you also have to mash down those kitties. So it can be a pretty difficult section if you're not up on your mashing game.
No, that's really something that helps with magnets routes. Here we're going to be becored. He's going to do the fast one on the platform. So yeah, sliding, shooting magnets. There we go. You really need just a good rhythm. But you're going to see a lot of people dying at this place on PB attempts. So
sometimes those enemies will drop things too that will stop all your motion and knock you right into the pits, which is very unfortunate if that indeed happens.
Yeah. With the slide, it's a little bit easier though to avoid that, but definitely when you're doing like your walking jumping, so you really want to wait, especially for two parachutes that are a little bit closer to you, to actually wait just a second here and then go on your way after, to avoid to get the drop. Sorry.
So Mr. Cab is going into Top Man's fight with Hard Knuckle. Should be a quick fight for him.
So yeah, that is one thing with Mega Man 3. I think all the stages are so fun to do, and so I mean it's just candy at this point. For the I don't know, for Mega Man 4 I know the first half of the game is really brutal, but this one I don't know. Top Man, R Man, Magnet Man are so much fun to do that. It's really, you don't really mind to restart and pop up that game every time. So here we're gonna see the little proto skit by becored. Perfect, there we go. It's really easy once you know your visual cue, but you don't want to miss because it's gonna cost you 12 or 15 seconds. I think we might gonna see a zip here. There we go, by becored, the only zip into Mega Man 3. So for this one, sorry.
Okay, go ahead. Were you gonna explain the zip?
Yeah, just quickly, there's two setup for this one. I mean, you got the one made by Fast. I think it's just you're gonna shoot the little tap hole. You're gonna wait a little bit, jump into them. I don't know how it works, but when you get it, the game's actually the game's gonna put you on the left because you're gonna be a little bit in the 8 box of the background, or if you want the little bubbles here. Or you can do actually is you're gonna wait a little bit, you're gonna take a hit with the tap hold and then press start. That's the cool kid setup. It's a little bit easier, and that's the only zip in Mega Man 3.
But it could be the difference here because this is such a close race.
Yep.
Yes.
No problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Can you just send us the link on the Discord, and I think we're gonna be able to manage that.
I have it.
Perfect. There it is. Perfect, sorry. So we got Mr. Cap just finished with I think it's Shadow. Yeah, he's on his way to Gemini. So this stage, yet again, we just saw becored doing it, but sometimes I think it's the least favorite from the new players and speedrunners also. It's really satisfying to do the first half here, but can be really tricky, and you need to be smart with your slide. I mean, sometimes you really want to put one more somewhere, and actually it's gonna lead you to your doom. So that's one thing you're learning pretty quick in Mega Man 3 speedrun. Here, the Needleman stage for becored. It's pretty much the easiest with the magnet routes. Everything here, there's no threat. I mean, it's just you're doing the stage. You have all the weapons. You pretty much one-shot every enemies. The only thing that still remains, but that's for every route, is gonna be the Gemini, the needle fight itself. You need to be really careful. It can cost you at least, I mean, sometimes it can cost you 20 seconds, 25.
Definitely.
Here, nice little B boost from becored. We're gonna see his fight, and I think everyone in the chat is ready already with the if something wrong happen.
Looks like Mr. Cab tried for the zip in Gemini Man stage, but he may have missed it.
It's a little tricky. I mean, I don't do it because a lot of time. I mean, you can see that it's not gonna save a lot of time. So sometimes when you're not familiar with it, you actually lose more time trying to set it up than to actually zip. You know.
Agreed. So great, decent fight by Becco. He has on to Snake Man, and he will be making good. He's making very good pace in his Mega Man 3.
Yeah, we didn't see any diff. I mean, both players are doing pretty well here. I don't know if they are on PB pace or anything, but for now, I mean, the viewers, you got a pretty cool run going on. And
One of them,
something really, sorry.
No, go ahead. Excuse me.
Oh well, just saying that. I mean, after that, we're gonna for Bico, it's gonna be Mega Man 4 and 5 the next game. So these are his strong games, so that's gonna be really interesting to see how Mr. Cab is able to manage this game as well.
One of the most important things of Mega Man 3 that you'll see more of the better runners perform is a lot of killing of enemies to manage the lag. There is a definite amount of lag that can be generated if you have one too many of those enemies on the screen, and it's more noticeable than most of the other Mega Man games. Mr. Cab finishing off Gemini with plenty of health, a very good stage for him. That can be probably the most trickiest stage of all of the entire game.
I think in Mega Man 3, I mean, the worst, your big enemy is like Dr. Whitey. It's actually the lag itself into the game.
Yes, agreed.
So here we got, I think, I'm pretty sure we got Biko on his last Robot Master. He's doing Snake Man. There's not a lot of things in Snake Man. I mean, you're not gonna see a lot of death here, but sometimes players tend to lose time. That's one thing. You got a lot of rush jet, a lot of enemies with the typos, really tight sliding here. So you really don't want. We're gonna see a nice fight here from Biko on the Snake Man. I think he's going for the top hill. There we go. So yeah, instead of Mega Man 4, 5, and 6, when you fight the bosses, when you kill them, you actually can't move, and you still need to go to the middle of the screen because you're gonna have the little Mega Man's gonna walk slowly through the middle of the stage. So you really want to be in the middle on most of the fight, so you save a little bit of time.
Cab opting to jump over. We did see a damage boost from Becco on that section, but he opts to jump directly over that enemy. And he'll be on to Needleman. Let's see how his fight goes.
So the nice thing here on it's a little tricky jump at first, but once you get it, it's so satisfying, Sparkman. So now we got one laser floating around the place. I think everyone in the chat is ready for Mr. Cab. Unfortunately, the Nuda is gonna rain a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be costly. Becco just falls into the pit during that section, and he'll have to go back to the beginning. Did not get to the checkpoint.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got the Still, we're talking about maybe a stage and a half difference right now, so that's gonna help a little bit Mr. Cap. We're gonna see if he's gonna be able to take advantage of that.
He cannot afford another mistake like that, and if he wants to keep his lead, it's not a very big lead, but it is a small one. So
yeah, you don't want to drop that one. Especially, I'm thinking about the last portion of Sparkman with the second section with the blocks. That it's kind of safe. It's kind of free or safe when you know how to do it properly. But I mean, we saw some player die here, so I'm pretty sure that we're not going to see any rush jet popping on this section.
I don't think so either. They say it does seem safer with rush jet, but I mean that can be just as complicated if you are a little too high.
I mean, you're not gonna see people dying with rush jet, but I mean it's one more menu, and there's a lot of lag, of lag because when you're using rush jet instead of a rush marine for a portion, rush jet is 2 sprites and rush marine just 1. So if you're using rush jet, you're gonna cause more lag even with the enemies and on the screen, so this is where you're gonna lose time. So Mega Man 3 down for Biko. He's on his main game, so you're gonna see some. It's gonna be Bright first, and you're about to see some really good Mega Man 4.
Cab showing off the strategy to jump on the rush jet so it does not lose its energy, and he's on to Snake Man.
There we go. So, MC, what is your feeling about Mega Man 4?
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite of the entire franchise.
I can hear a little bit of irony in there, no?
It's probably I think 3 and 4 are probably the most challenging.
Yeah.
Even without, I mean, just the Robot Masters alone, but the end game stages of both, I mean, they just seem to be very long and can be tricky and troublesome. So I'd say that they're probably the 2 most difficult games, followed by 1, and then 2, 5, and 6. But 5, they all have their own. They're all difficult in their own right. But Mega Man 4 it's a very hard to start. Yeah, something different.
I mean, Brightman stage is not welcoming. The Bright stage fight is not the easiest. Yeah, sorry, I apologize for all the viewers in the chat if there's a lot of big Mega Man 4 chat. I mean, fan. This one is really, you're gonna see a lot of people, especially the new runners, pumping their head under this one.
It has been a very big roadblock for a lot of people.
I think it's really about maybe the fight for the bosses, because they're dealing a bunch of body damage. So
that's true. If you do touch the boss in Mega Man 4, it deals quite a bit of damage. So
yeah,
you don't want to do that.
They're not easy. So I think we got the MC Dogs. Probably he's agreeing with us in the background. So we're gonna see here nice section by Mr. Cab. He's going for you know this screen pretty well. He's gonna take Shadow. He's gonna mash a lot. He's gonna pray to God that Spark is giving him a good pattern.
They're also not fans of Mega Man 4, so.
So here we go. So Mega Man 3 down for and we're sticking with that 1 stage difference here, but it's not the shortest. Brightman stage and fight are pretty long, so we're talking about maybe a 2-minute 50 difference between the two, maybe 2 to 10. That will be. Oh, and we're seeing the both player on the same stage here, so it's gonna be for Egyptian guy first for Mr. Cab, and Biko here is on his 2nd stage.
The advantage of doing Bright first allows you to have the flash stopper, and it really helps with this section for all of those scorpions. And of course, you can slide across through the sand, and you can go quite a distance under the sand, and still manage to get that. Mr. Cab's not taking any chances. He's going to use the rush coil to get to the balloon. And I think we're going to see the balloon zip on Skullman stage, if I had to guess.
So perfect. Yeah, for the viewers here, you might gonna hear me saying Egyptian guy because I can't actually pronounce Pharaoh properly. So
I like it.
There we go. I mean, if it looks stupid but it works, I mean, it ain't stupid. So you're gonna see a lot of here. You don't want to charge in the first portion of the level, whereas Mr. Cab is actually learned that from Chelny the other day. Is when you're charging, you're gonna actually create more lags with the platform here, so you might more likely to lose 2 or 3 seconds. And one of the for once you got one easy fight in Mega Man 4. Pharaoh is not that hard. You stay close to him. He's sometimes you might gonna stick there and try to shoot you for like eternity and wondering why it's not working. So
good fight by Becco. Gets a really good pattern and avoids those jumps. Didn't take much damage at all.
And same for Mr. Cab here. So they're all dead and buried. So we're gonna see Mr. Cab moving to Brightman here, and here we're gonna see Biko moving to Ringman, which is probably one of the most difficult stage of the game. When you're not used to it, Ringman is really something.
Also, this is one of the first vertical climbing stages since Mega Man 2 in this game.
Yeah.
So it's something that they haven't done in quite a few minutes, so it can be different.
Yeah,
nice use of the balloon on Becco's screen. He gets that one frame jump off of it. If it does collide, it kind of is a phantom balloon, and it'll still show up for you to be able to jump off of it. It just will not remain on the screen. So very well done. That is a nice trick, and it looks cool too.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of runners are trying to do this balloon trick at first, and then when they realize it's pretty hard, or actually when you're doing the balloon strats, you're gonna take a lot of damage, a lot of deep boost. So after that, you're gonna see that the rest of the stage is not welcoming. So I just shame for Bright at this place. I mean, I think the answer if you're asking yourself a question, Mega Man 4, the answer is use Bright. Just freeze everything.
That's right. It's a great choice for some of the stages where you would opt for, if there are available balloon strats, because it does make every enemy which has any type of shield, it just opens that up, and you can just fire away on them and take them down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, thank God Bright is there.
This game would be much more challenging without the Bright Stopper.
So here we got Mr. Cab on the moving platform on Bright Stage, which are really tricky. They can sometimes, if you just touching them with the tip of your toe, they're gonna start moving without you, and you're gonna face your doom here. We've seen a lot of death and a lot of reset at this place for some players.
Great Ringman fight from Becco. He did a little dance, a little sonata, and he is through to that next Robot Master. That's a very impressive fight to do quickly, and very challenging.
This is one sorry. So this is one of the, I think, favorite fight for Mega Man 4 player to do, because there's absolutely no RNG in this fight. It's always the same thing. So once you know how to fight Ringman properly and be efficient with it, I mean, at this place, you know you're gonna make a great time.
So, not the entire stage per se, but in the second section of Ringman, or Dustman, is probably one of the more difficult sections. And
I mean,
once they get through there, I think they'll both breathe a little sigh of relief.
I mean, this stage and this entirely, I mean, it's just traps everywhere and death. You got the crusher, you got the laggy block section. I mean, it's not easy to make your way through that. And sometimes I think, seriously, for a lot of people, we're talking about Mega Man 4, so Ringman can be really tricky, but this crusher section can be really something.
I like to tease the Buster. It seems a little safer, but you can't, as you see here on Becca's screen, you can't deny the ring, and the slides are probably what really are the reason why you can do that fast, because of the hitbox shrinks significantly on Mega Man, which allows him to get through that section pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, both are pretty good, but it's gonna depend on the runner what they want to use. I usually use the Buster and just mash, but
Same.
I mean, at this place, I'm really taking a lot of time because I want to make sure I'm not gonna die. So here we're gonna have Dustman. The wing is so really nice fight here. That was bro Dustman for Pico. He can start to try to literally suck you up with his vacuum weapon on his head, and you need to do damage boost like on Magnet fight to try to avoid that and save time. So a little deboost for Mr. Cap here. I think we're still talking about the I think we're still talking about the 2 minute 30 lead for Biko at this place. So, but Mr. Cap, I mean, is doing pretty well here.
He's active in chat as well. He's
yep. There's
consulting the chat on how he wants to deal with these Robot Masters.
Yeah, I mean, we got some runners here reading multitask. I can't. That's one thing. I don't want to chat when I run because I know I'm gonna mess it up. Or it happens to me way too often. I actually mess up with my split trying to write something to someone.
That happens to me too. If I am ever in chat, it's me trying to figure out what to do in the event of something bad happening. So I don't want to have chat open if that means something horrible has happened in the run. Nice fight. He he saves that fight, and he defeats Ringman with no issues apparently whatsoever. We are fairly close. If there's any mistake, we could see a change in leads. This is a very exciting race.
Yep. And there's a lot of tight jump, but yeah, I mean the two players are doing so well here. You're gonna see Mr. Captain in the laggy block section a little bit more safer than the Biko. Here you saw that Biko was sliding onto the first block every time, trying to gain a little bit more time, a little bit of frames every time. And here you're gonna see the Buster strats for the block, so that's pretty cool. You got the same route for the two players, but they're gonna use really different strats for everything. So
Beko takes down Skullman. That fight is very interesting in the way that you can manipulate everything that he does, and it makes the fight. Once you know how to make him move, it makes it a little trivial, but it's still it's something that you have to learn and memorize when you take on that fight. Definitely, I think this is one of the reasons why I think this is one of the harder Mega Mans. Is just the skill it takes for those boss fights to do them fast.
And one thing I think we didn't mention in Mega Man 3, you want to kill the bosses in the middle of the screen. Well, actually, when you kill the bosses, you want to be in the middle of the screen. But in Mega Man 4, you want to kill the bosses in the middle of the screen because the jingle for when you're gonna get sucked up and move to the other level are gonna start just when the little explosion like this gonna quit the screen. So if you're killing the bosses in the corner, they're gonna stay for, I think it's maybe 2 seconds longer than if you kill them in the corner. In the middle. So if you're doing that for 7 or 8 bosses, 7 in this case, I mean it's 14 seconds here that you just lose.
Just out of curiosity, did either of them get the animation skip on Pharaoh Man? Did either of them go for that or try that?
I think so. You're talking about the magic pixel for when you're killing the boss, staying in the middle? I'm not sure here, but that's something worth to mention. So in Mega Man 5, well, there's a magic pixel for every boss fight that you want to stay on, and try to cut the animation for Mega Man jumping. It's just gonna appear in the middle instead of having the old animation. So that's gonna save a little bit of time too.
Nice balloon zip from Mr. Cab, and he is through and continuing on through Skullman. Very well done. That is it can be a little difficult to set up, and something interesting to note about Mega Man 4 is if you happen to go out of bounds, you do not zip or anything, you die. So it's it can be very costly zip for just a few seconds, but it can, like I said, make the difference in a race like this.
Yeah, instead of Mega Man 2 when you are allowed to pass through the walls and everything, in Mega Man 4 if you try, the game's gonna kill you. Can't pass through walls, so you need iframes while you're doing that. So it's gonna be Drillman aka Diveman for Biko here, and here we're saying it's gonna be the fight with Skullman for Mr. Cab. See how we can control that boss. So usually we're gonna try to explain. He's gonna try to go to the right a little bit to make Skullman shoot. Then he's gonna jump, shoot. Perfect. He's gonna wait for the shield. After that, Skullman's gonna try to move at the emplacement where Mega Man was, and then you try to. The only RNG in this fight is gonna be when he pops his shield. How long he's gonna have? He's gonna have the shield up. It can be 4 seconds. It can be 1 second. So
got a pretty decent pattern there. I don't think he used it more than once.
Nope.
So that was very, very well done by Mr. Cat.
There we go. So at this point, I don't know for you, but once I passed Dive Man stage, I think I'm really relieved for Mega Man 4. I mean, the big ones are done. After that, you got Drill and Toad that can be a little tricky with jumps and everything, but I mean, you can breathe a little bit here.
I find myself most relaxed when I'm on Starman stage. I can't relax. I can't.
Mega Man 4.
Yeah, once it's over, or just at Toadman stage, because that's, of course, that boss is the most challenging in the entire game. But I can't relax until I'm into Mega Man 5.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of death from Toad.
It's interesting, that he does the same. Even if you were, for some reason, if you made the mistake of touching the boss to die on Toadman, you'd have to feel pretty embarrassed. I don't know, because of he doesn't do anything.
I'm pretty sure that all the I think Toadman, where you're trying to fight him with the Buster, it can be tricky. It can be a hard fight, but if you got drills, I mean. And I just love the little dance that he's doing before he's doing the rain, Toad Rain. Just like trying to shake his hips a little bit. I mean, you can't take that yet seriously.
It's not quite as limber as Ringman. He doesn't have the hoops. He just has the Toad gut. I don't know. So speaking of Toadman, we're gonna see him right now. Of course, with the Flash Stopper, it makes this stage a lot more easier to traverse.
I mean, for Toadman, it's just the first stage here, the first section. There's some tricky jump, but after that, when you're past these two jumps, usually you're pretty much A-okay for this stage. Because there's two mid-bosses, but you're not gonna see them. With the Flash Stopper, the players are gonna stop time before the boss appear. The hitbox of the boss gonna be there, so you're gonna take damage, but you can't pass through. After that, it's not gonna be like a full wall, like with the big walls or. So there we go. So damage and on his way.
You gotta wonder how Becco obtained the lead. There's only one death between the two of them, and
I don't
there
know.
haven't been very few mistakes.
We jump on the first half of Mega Man 2, so I think we can ask for the viewers if I don't think there was any big mistakes from both Runner and Mega Man 1.
Perhaps it was just a different route, or maybe a quicker boss fight. That may be the only difference.
Yeah, but we're talking about, I think it can be just the little things here and there. I mean, execution, and I mean, if at the end of Mega Man 4, Biko's got a time of like 1 minute faster than if you're, every little things that you're. Okay, we got Mr. Cap died in Mega Man 1. Okay. I can explain a little bit of. But still, I mean, we got Mr. Cap just got a pretty good time. 40:36, yeah, he's number 26, but I mean, Biko with number 9 with an incredible time on Mega Man 4. It can make a little difference here,
Most definitely. But he is not far behind as Becco starts on Starman stage. The weakness order is pretty set in Mega Man 5, so we won't see any differences here.
Oh, yeah, I think we need to mention that. So now we've got, it's Mega Man 5 and Biko is world record holder for this one. So be prepared for some really nice Mega Man 5 here.
We're going to see several different skips from the
that's
arrow.
Gonna be interesting.
Absolutely. That opening stage section in Starman stage can be very difficult if you're not used to that many enemies on the screen, but one of the best advantages of this game is the power of the Buster, arguably overpowered, as it takes out several enemies with a full charge, as you see as he jumps over those spikes.
Here we got for the drill fight. Well done, no damage for Mr. Cap, but Drillman was a little bit. That was a little tedious. I mean, he dived a little bit here.
He trolled them quite a bit. He took several dives. the running joke Mr. Cab mentions is that Drill Man and Dive Man should have been named differently, or they should have swapped names.
I think they were swapped at when they were they were born, probably in the same nursery.
Little baby robots.
Yeah, Mr. Drill, Mr. and Mrs. Drill got Dive Man, and
that's great. So
here we go. I do love the design though for Toad Man. I have to say, it's pretty cool looking.
I like Snake Man. He doesn't. It just looks like a guy in a snake suit. He doesn't really look like a robot at all. He's just a person who wants to be a snake. I don't know.
Yeah, but for Toad Man, I mean, he looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we gotta give something to the guy.
Yeah, he's got. There's nothing else there. He has to bring something to the table.
So here we're gonna see gravity, which that's a pretty cool feature in Mega Man 5 for this stage. I mean, that was a great idea. So you get the little arrow. You're gonna see Mega Man jump back and forth with the gravity. So it's gonna be up and down sometimes. It's really well done though. I mean, it could have been really tedious, but it's really pleasant to play. And you're going to see a lot of arrow. I mean, can you talk a little bit about the arrow MC for this one?
Sure. So the arrow is the item, the reason why we do Starman first, and it allows you to traverse a lot of these sections with a lot of extra enemies. And so long as you are running and you are in a running position at the edge of the arrow, it will not lose damage. And as long as you can fire an arrow, you can actually travel on it. So that is a very important weapon to have and very useful in a speed run to traverse a lot of these sections. And we'll see some pretty cool arrow tech on Becco's stage, especially when we get to Wave Man, and of course the now almost necessary Crystal Skip for the 46 Robot Masters race. So Gravity Man's fight is completely scripted, as there's no randomness whatsoever, so we should see a very fast Gravity fight from Becco. And as he is taking out Gravity Man, Mr. Cab is starting Mega Man 5, and we'll see if he can match pace or catch up with him. But there's still only 2 Robot Masters are separating these 2 racers.
So we're gonna see for Mega Man 5 we got Mr. Cab with a time of 43:51. So he's number 46 on the leaderboard. There we go. So in Mega Man 5, something you're not gonna see is a water level actually. The only thing you're gonna see that is close to it is gonna be this one. It's gonna be instead of water, it's gonna be well, no gravity. So we're talking a little. It's really close to the water physics in pretty much in the Mega Man games.
There's Becco demonstrating the arrows, running off the arrow. He had no energy, and he was still managing to travel on it. But he won't have one for this section where you see a lot of arrows. Oh, I lied. He had it, and he slides under those enemies and makes it to that ladder. Very well done. You don't have a large amount of frames to slide, so you have to do it from the very edge of that arrow, and that can be very tricky to do.
So here I'm checking the 2 runners. We got Mr. Cab is actually doing pretty well on this split. He's on his pace for he's on PB pace right now.
I would not imagine anything less. This has been a great race. Very few mistakes from both runners, and that really was what separates the better times from some of the the second tier, is that they just don't make mistakes, and that can make the difference in a race sometimes, as we've seen.
I'm sorry, but here we got. I'm looking for. I like to see sometimes the channel of the runners. We got becored is an incredible pace here. He's minus 55. His Robot Master is 152. So we might gonna see here a sub 150 for the first time from becored. Sorry.
Wow. And who else? Remind everyone who is in this bracket. We have Mr. Cab, Lightning.
I don't know.
I believe it's Mr. Cab, Lightning, Becco, and Doisum. So it's a pretty competitive group.
No, for this one, sorry, and see, I've got just open it here. We got Princess Proto, but that's gonna be a little interesting. I'm not sure. Maybe Princess Proto at 4 feet for the tournament, so it's gonna be. You got actually it's gonna be Biko Casio Torque, which is a pretty good runner too, and mrcab. This one is gonna be a Group E. I mean, you want to check it out because there's gonna be a lot of happening here. No problem.
Sorry,
so,
everyone.
Yeah. We're gonna see. There we go. The crystal skip for Mega Man 5, which you're not gonna see into when people are doing full attempts of the game because they want to get the letters to having beat, which is like help a lot into the Whitey stages. So here they can actually. This is for. I can try to explain it for the viewers, but this one is really about. I think it's a memory trick for the NES. If anyone's got we got a lot of people with a lot of knowledge in the chat, but actually, this is going to depend on your position and the position of the enemy because there's a lot of setup here. You can do it with the arrow, or you can actually just slide into the enemy. So here the game is trying to calculate where he's going to put you, so that's why it's taking a lot of time. It's taking 42 seconds because I think the NES is going to like 160 different places in this time trying to calculate. And it's gonna put you at the next checkpoint of the game, which is the hallway or the corridor with the for the fight against Crystal. So there you go. You're not gonna see the Crystal stage on this one.
That's a great discovery, and sometimes these things just happen by accident, and that saves a lot of time in doing that stage. If you're the only reason that I think you would do it is if you were a runner like Becco, who has the world record and is skilled in Mega Man 5 and would normally just be able to do it. So that is the backup, is just to have the world record in the stage.
And I mean, you got the. This is the kind of trick that people are gonna say like, "Oh, do the hell these people find these things?" And I don't know. I mean, we're talking about usually it's gonna be coders or I mean, with all the emulators, and you can see actually the coding of the game, and that's gonna be these kind of thing. But still, it's really freaking impressive.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, like some of the tasks for these games are insane, especially the Mega Man, the original Mega Man tasks. It's just basically breaks the game wide open and just skips so much of the actual game. It's pretty entertaining to watch.
Do you know what is the time for this one?
The task time?
Yeah, for Mega Man 1.
Oh, it's something like 9-10 minutes.
Holy schmoes! Okay,
yeah,
we're talking about
no castles, like several robot masters are skipped. It's
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, Mega Man 1 is so broken. That's incredible. It's like Swiss. There's more old in this game than Swiss cheese, so it's really, it's really. I mean, because you can zip for a lot of places. The only thing you need to do is to put the beam on the right pixel. You can zip to the just on pretty much every screen, but I mean, with the task, you can actually do it on the right pixel on every time. So yeah,
great fight by Becco on Napalm Man, not even taking a single hit.
So that's cool. We're gonna see. So the two runners just finished a boss fight. So here we get Jaro down. It's pretty much, yeah, we're still about, I think the lead is, because it's not a long stage for Crystal, it's gonna take about maybe an hour, 1 minute 40 seconds maybe. And yeah, there's a long stage for Napalm though, so we're talking about, yeah, it's 2 stages still. I mean, poor mrcab. I will not be happy to face any wall record order for any games, that's for sure.
And we have quite a few in this race that have world records in individual games.
Yeah, I mean, you got, seriously, for the viewers, you got the cream of the cream here. A lot of players are just incredible and really awesome.
And it's amazing to see them not only, their own game, individual games, but also
That's what makes the thing interesting here. So we got Mr. Cab here showing his love from to the Mets.
It's become a common trend for some of the racers to put up GIFs during the crystal skip, as it is a long skip and it can take quite a few seconds. I think about 30 to 45 seconds, and this is what we'll see here on Mr. Cab's screen, a very, very strong tribute to the Mets.
Yep, we got, I mean, I think we all know Mr. Cab is a fan of Mega Man, but he's a fan of the Mets, I think. I don't know which one is the most important in his life, but I'm pretty sure the both are taking a big special place in his heart.
So he'll enter Gyro Man stage, or Crystal Man, excuse me, and he'll take him down with the gyro. Hopefully he gives him a pretty good pattern. Takes one hit.
There we go. So
very well done.
Not one of the worst fights. It's pretty straightforward. It's like the Toad Man of Mega Man 5. Or yeah, what you're doing is just he's gonna jump over. You're just trying to avoid that and doing some back and forth while shooting the napalm, and napalm costs absolutely nothing. I mean, you get a lot of try here. I think people were saying that. I'm not sure they were talking about the hyper bomb, but I think they meant they were talking about napalm. You can do actually a pretty crazy trick with that weapon, I think, in the game. Oh, I might be wrong. Don't quote me on this one, guys.
And then we'll see the best weapon in Mega Man 5, the Power Stone. Have you had a chance to play the ROM hack, which is you just have Power Stone in the entire game?
So, that exists? Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my god. This is torture.
There's some interesting ones out there. There's also Mega Man 3 Endless, which is just a bunch of the levels over and over again. See how many you can complete. See an interesting thing here. Mr. Cab going for the E tank in this Stone Man stage. And we don't have a... And Becco is in the chicken room. He did not list a dedication. I do not see one in the chat.
No, I'm trying to. I'm on the case right now to see if we got anything from Biko. We're gonna ask the same question to Mr. Cab. And I think we all know we're gonna see Mr. Cab wrote his dedication in the chat if he's got one. Pretty sure he's gonna have one. I don't know how this thing started though. I didn't know before the tournament that people were doing that.
During my race, I saw it and I was like, "What is that?" I had no idea what it was, so I just didn't do anything. But now that I know, I'll definitely have something for the next race, my last one.
Actually, I asked for I think it was Nero, and for people here, Nero is actually Japanese, so his English is not the. He's got a little bit of difficulty with his English. So I was talking about, do you have any dedication for the chicken room? It was like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm like, okay, just no worries. Go still just take your time, go on your game.
All right, so Mr. Cab is through to Napalm Man as Becco finishes Charged Man with the Power Stone.
Sorry, MC.
He's on the final stage.
I think we got so the chicken room, guys, from becored Red was dedicated to 10 frames.
Ah.
So last one here, we're seeing I think we're gonna see the skip here from because I will be really surprised. So there we go. It's gonna be the boat skip. So he's not gonna ride that little boat right here. He's gonna go well, actually walk on water and do some miracles right here. So something you need to be careful because with that skill you can actually soft lock the game. It's really about is the first screen. If you're if you're gonna jump on the to the right of the screen, but you're gonna bounce a little bit before, you're just gonna see Mega Man try to bounce and jump to the edge of the other screen, and then you're not gonna be able to do anything except reset. And I'll take the password here. And it's actually I tried to make that thing that zip. The setup is not the hardest, but actually just trying to survive there. I mean, when you're shooting your bullets to the right, it's gonna take a lot of time for the shot. I mean, it's way slower than when you're on the boat. It's gonna be really fast though when you're shooting at the left.
Yeah, it's interesting now that when you... I'm not sure that you... No, I'm getting my answer right here. I was going to ask if you can charge your shots, but that is a huge advantage, I think, on that section. If you're able to charge and also slide, you can dodge a lot more things than you would. I'd imagine your hitbox is a lot larger. Mr. Cab skipped the Mega Man 5 reference on his screen from Eddie as he traverses through Stone Man. I'm not sure of how strong Becco. I'm sure it's pretty well. He does it pretty well, but his Mega Man 6 game, if there's any mistakes to be made, they are there because he is through of Mega Man 5 and he is on to 6. The final 8 Robot Masters.
Here for the viewers, guys, we got that's incredible. becored is entering Mega Man 6 with a -5 seconds and 23 seconds on his PB pace. So we're on his PB, so he's definitely on like a good one here.
I definitely think we'll see a sub 150 in his screen, unless something. I don't want to jinx it, but I'll say this: I hope the best for that he PBs.
And here, I mean, Mr. Cat is a little behind, but it's still 2 minutes and 22 seconds on PB pace. So, I mean, you can't ask more than for the both runner. I mean, if you lose a match and you did a PB at the same time, I mean, what can you do more? You can walk with your chin up, that's for sure. But I mean, nothing's over here. We're talking about still the 2 stages differential. Charman is pretty long, but Mr. Cab is gonna. I mean, I think Mr. Cab is already halfway, so.
And he's entering the chicken room, and he has dedicated his chicken room to Jose Fernandez, the late pitcher for I believe the Miami Marlins.
Oh, there we go.
May he rest in peace.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So here we got Windman for it's gonna be Windman Force for becored right here. So,
where would you rank as far as the difficulty of Robot Masters in 6? Where would you, which game would you say has the most difficult Robot Masters and the least difficult, from most to least?
Yeah, he's gonna. I think Mega Man 6 is Mega Man 6 is pretty easy, but Mega Man 4's got the Robot Master here. And by the way, I would really want to apologize right here. So I was laughing at the baseball reference, but I'm not a baseball fan. I didn't know that Mr. here Fernandez actually died. I'm really sorry here. It's been unfortunate for me. So here we got the chargement fight from Mr. Cab. So he's gonna do some post buffer here with a P-Stone.
There's allegedly a faster way to do this where he takes 3 hits. You can do it twice, but I've yet to be able to set it up. It's got a little tricky setup, I think.
Sorry?
With for Chargeman, the setup to hit, you can hit him with like 4 hits with the Power Stone. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but he opts for the pause buffer, and that works just as well. And he's got one more Robot Master, and he'll be into Mega Man 6.
So yeah, I think we're gonna see if we're gonna see some boat skip from Mr. Cab here. It's more likely to save. Actually, Charlie was saying that it's gonna save about maybe 3 or 4 seconds. So if you're doing the, it's just gonna save a lot of time for the time you actually can slide instead of having the little Mega Man animation where he's gonna walk here. So here, pretty much, I think it's gonna be my favorite music in all the Mega Man 6 series. Flame Man stage. What do you feel? How do you feel about Mega Man 6, MC?
I actually like it, and for the reason that I think it's the Robot Masters aren't too challenging. The only thing it's can be a little difficult to adjust to if you're especially coming from 5 is the inability to cancel or jump out of a slide. So that's probably the most challenging, but I do like the weakness order. The stages are really fun. They have a lot of interesting things happening, especially in Plant Man stage as well as Nightman with the bouncy castle. So it's a fun game. Definitely does a lot of things different, especially thinking about the evolution from 1 to 6, how far they've come with the franchise and what they've done. And I think it's a really good late game and good post Super Nintendo NES game.
I mean, this is incredible. That game came out like at the last. It was, I mean, the one of the latest game into the series on the NES console. So I mean, they were at the top of the game at display. Absolutely.
And if you can find a copy of it, it's a little expensive, but not too terrible. But I think it's like. I'll look it up right now and I'll find out. It's around, I want to say it's around $50-$60.
I think we're talking about, that's going to be pretty much my goal for 2017. Is going to be to have the NES, try to find the OG system, and then try to get myself a little bit of the real cartridge here.
I used, for my last race, I used the cartridges because I was worried about the soft lock on Mega Man 3, and it didn't matter. It still worked out. That's not what we want. Not a sealed copy of Mega Man 6. That's just crazy.
Yeah, talking about soft lock, if you guys, apparently there was no soft lock found into Mega Man 6, so if your guy is playing the game or running it, and you actually found something here, you need to tell the community, because they are really interesting to find one. So,
according to the internet, a copy of Mega Man 6 can range from anywhere between $40 to $60. There's several listed, so if the better quality and better condition will be there, be more expensive, and everyone places different value on different games, so I'd say find a decent copy. You can find a decent copy for under 40. It just depends who you ask. So here's Blizzard Man stage. There's a bit of RNG here. How many times he can roll. Let's hope that he gets some good RNG. And then, Mr. Cab is on to Mega Man 6. He's also going to do win first.
And Mr. Cab is still an incredible pace right here. I mean, minus 3 minutes and 7 seconds during Mega Man 6. He's got a time of 39 and 48 seconds, and he's number 27. So he knows his way around the game pretty well. I mean, you guys are having an incredible run right here. So one of the, if you want to talk a little bit about Plant Man.
Sure. So the stage itself, this is the first time we'll see how effective the Flame Blast weapon is, or the Fire Blast. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But you'll see it on the 2 mini-bosses, as well as in that stage to navigate through spring sections, which can be a little challenging if you're newer to the game. But Plant Man is very manipulative. You can manipulate his patterns if you happen to land or make him land inside of your hitbox. So we'll probably see that here from Becco. He seems very confident and comfortable in this game, and you wouldn't even know that you couldn't jump out of a slide just by watching these guys play this game. So Mr. Cap's fighting Windman right now, getting a decent pattern, doing a great job of dodging. You can increase your charge just by sliding. It speeds up the ability, and he takes advantage of that and takes out Windman pretty quickly.
Yep, Windman is going to be what the boss surprise. Not too bad. I mean, these patterns are really easy to dodge and everything. It can be a little tricky. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit of RNG. You want to fly over your... So nice here, nice D boost for becored at the end of Plantman stage.
Nice. Salvage is not falling off the edge, and he is going to take out that boss. That is a scary jump to try to land and then kill that enemy.
You're not going to see a lot of people trying that one, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see if he gets the good pattern on Plant Man. Looks like he jumped to the right, which is what you want if you're to manipulate him. But it doesn't look like he... Oh, maybe he did. I had a bit of a delay, excuse me. But he is through to Plant Man. Now he is going to fight, more than likely, Tomahawk Man, which is a very quick stage, along and followed by Yamato Man, who is also a very quick stage. So still very close, but he has to make a pretty big mistake if he were to lose the lead, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying at I think it was on Mega Man 2. I mean, 1 stage is 2 stages, not a big lead, but now we're on Mega Man 6, and there's less and less Mega Man going. So
it's very awesome to watch a race where there's 2 runners that are pretty much neck and neck the entire time.
Ah, man, that's incredible. So here, Tomahawk stage, favorite for a lot of runners. With a beautiful, there we got a beautiful sunset going on here. I mean, this is the colors for Mega Man 6 is really something interesting. You're going into Mega Man when you're in Mega Man 4. Mega Man 5 is a little bright. But Mega Man 4 is really dark. There's a lot of theme here. The color palette's not the same, but in Mega Man 6, I mean, everything's so bright.
Every Robot Master is all over the world, so you see a lot of different cultures represented in Mega Man 6 that you don't normally see in some of the other games.
Absolutely. And yet, the story for Mega Man 6 is actually that there was if you took 2 minutes to read it. Sometimes when you're doing speedrun, I mean, a lot of time you're just gonna press start on the first screen. So the story here is actually that they were holding a tournament to see which robot was the strongest. Or it's like the Olympics or robot from all over the world. And here after that we got someone, I don't know who. It's called Mr. X, who actually tried to take control over the robots and take over the world. But you're not gonna have the answer, unfortunately, in the 46 Robot Masters.
So Mr. Cab's opting for an E-Tank here. And meanwhile, Becco is taking over, and he is through Tomahawk Man stage. Has a very strong fight. Can be a very difficult fight with the little amount of Plant Man. You only get so many hits with that weapon, so very well done. Had lots of damage. It was able to damage boost through that one of those projectiles and takes him out pretty fast.
Yep. I think we're gonna check the spreadsheet here. We got some people. There's other races going on today, so we actually pretty late one. There's one that was at 2 p.m. today. Was Primal versus Endpole. Today we got Mr. Cab against becored, and you're gonna have another one. Well, actually, it's gonna be tomorrow, but it's gonna be between Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna be at 3 a.m. this morning. It's gonna be Beef Watson against Slurpy Ninja, so two incredible runner. So if you want to stay awake a little bit, there's gonna be one in about 4 hours.
That should be interesting. Beef Watson did very well in the recent Mega Man 2 Get Yourself Speedrunning tournament, I believe. And Slurpy Ninja is a very strong Mega Man 9 and Mega Man Unlimited speedrunner, which is a ROM hack. So he's very well versed in these games. I'm very interested to see how he does, and I may be awake. I may have to stay up for that one, or take a nap and then wake up.
Yeah, why not? Have you ever played Mega Man Unlimited?
I have not, but I understand it's very challenging and very difficult.
This game is incredible. I never played it. I just saw Slurpy and another player, Cal Precise, doing attempts for this game. I mean, it just looked playing crazy.
I still need to play Mega Man 9 and 10. I have 9, but I don't have 10 because I'm waiting. I just like to play them in chronological order.
Yeah.
With the exceptions of 7 and 8, of course. They're just not. It's just Super Nintendo and PlayStation. I just don't know what that is. But
yeah,
give me 8-bit Mega Man any day, and
oh my god, Mega Man 9 looks pretty cool. I saw USPizza doing a run doing a GDQ. I think was 2016 or. And I mean, looks so cool. I mean, the concrete weapon just looks so great.
Yeah, I'll have to give that one a try. It's always fun to play these games blind, so yeah. I think I'd like to do that at some point in the future. It should be interesting.
Every time before I try to do a speed run, I'm always gonna do a blind run of the game first, because I mean you only got one time that you're gonna play that game for. I mean, for the first time. So it's really about trying to cherish that moment. And
I agree. I take a similar approach. I like to play the game blind. That way, when you decide to speedrun the game, you can kind of use some backup strats that you created as you were playing it blind, and you learn a lot about the ins and outs of the game. So it's a really strong approach if you are interested in speedrunning. Play games that you are familiar with, and get a lot of knowledge base, and then begin to build on that and make that your foundation.
So, about 2 robots down for about 2 robots to go for becored. Still an incredible pace. Same for Mr. Cab right here. I mean, we're seeing goals here, guys. That's the both there are bringing their A game. So
you couldn't ask for a better race than this. And here is Becco inside of the bouncy castle, making his way through it nice and cleanly. As Mr. Cab takes out Plant Man with the Blizzard attack.
So yeah, 4 to go for Mr. Cab right here.
Great race. Miss Becco is through Nightman, and he is on his last Robot Master. So get your Centaur Mans ready in chat for the Centaur Man song.
So we still need to be careful. Don't want to jinx anything like always, but we've seen a lot of people. Actually, Centaur Man is not the easiest stage. There's a lot of spikes going on. There's a lot of things that can happen, and I think but all the players are really relieved when they're going there.
It can get a little tricky in the beginning. There's a lot of during the speedrun. There's a lot of difficult jumps, and then of course you have the underwater section that can always cause problems, especially when you have spikes on the ceiling. But this Becco handling it very well. You would think that he had.
Oof.
That's.
So yeah,
here taking an unfortunate death in the spikes, though.
Well, yeah, but we can say at least he lose. Maybe that cost him 7 or 8 seconds because he was really right with the checkpoint.
That's true. He didn't lose too much time, thankfully, because he was of where he died, and he managed to get through the majority of the stage, so he won't have to do too much of it again. Still on pace for a PB, though, I'd imagine, because he's making great time.
We're talking about here for becored, guys. Oh no! Oh,
takes another death.
Oh my god! So yeah, I think he's here. He just need to trying to bring himself up, just brush it off. We're talking about here a PB of it was 6 minutes and 45 seconds minus when he's going into Centerman stage. So.
And this may just be a sign of impatience. He knows he's at the end, and he just wants to sprint as quickly as he can to the finish. And I think he's probably looking very active at his pace. When you're about to set a PB, you can get pretty tense. So that may be what we're witnessing here. But I think he just took a deep breath and relaxed. We're going to see him finish out this stage now. He's got plenty of health. That's probably the most difficult section there. Hopefully Centaur Man behaves for him.
And here we go, guys. So 1 hour 47 minutes and 18 seconds. We're talking about
well done.
We're talking about a PB by 5 minutes and 56 seconds for Mr. becored here. That's incredible, guys. That's really incredible.
That is a very dramatic improvement in time, and I think he knew that he wasn't facing any slouchers in this match, and he really upped his game tonight.
That's incredible. I think becored just wanted to make was a little bit scared of Death Fest here. Wanted to make he did that for other viewers here. Tense a little bit people up. So I mean, yeah, we're talking about a near 6 minute PB here for becored. So GG to him. He's the winner tonight. That's incredible. And we got Mr. Cab here is not doing bad himself. I mean, he's on a PB pace for 3 minutes 18 seconds right now. And he's just killed Yamato, so two stages to go for Mr. Cab here.
This GIF on Mivika's screen is awesome. Okay, just 2 more Robot Masters to go, and we will have our race completed. Thank you, everyone, of course, for watching and being with us this evening.
So, did you ever play AMC for Mega Man 7 and 8?
Not really, no. I think I maybe, as a child, one of my friends had a PlayStation, and they had a copy of Mega Man 8, and I think I maybe played it for a few seconds, but I just never played it for very long, and I'm not sure if I'll ever play it. I'm so used to the classic Mega Man, but maybe one day. I do enjoy Mega Man X. That is a fun franchise. That's a good set of games.
Yeah.
They do get a little more different after the Super Nintendo, but the first 2 are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't played the third one, but I really did enjoy the first two in the franchise, and they're great.
That's really something we're gonna see is the X community and the Mega Man Classic. It's really two separate community for these kind of games. It doesn't require the same set of skills too. So
yes,
there's a lot of dashing and sliding are not quite the same.
And then you've got now Mighty Number 9, which is a whole nother thing in itself.
Yeah, Mighty Number 9 that came out. I didn't get a really good approach, or the was really not really acclaimed by the fans, but still, I bought it. I don't know for you. That was okay.
It was all right. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yeah. It was worth a good one playthrough, a couple playthroughs, and who knows? We'll see what happens with that game. But I think everyone agrees it was a little disappointing from the Mega Man community. Here comes Nightman.
There we go. So 45 down, 1 to go for Mr. Cab, and he is. I mean, there's a goal for Nightman. He's on the way. Looks happy. That's gonna be really incredible here. I mean, we got both runners are doing just. They're bringing their A game in this one.
Let's see if he pulls out anything, some crazy movement tech in this last stage. I think we'll see a pretty strong finish from...
yeah, just tell me that. We really want Mr. Cab here to just do pretty well. Take it easy on the stage. I mean, it's not especially a difficult one, but there's a lot of things that can happen here, so...
Executing those plant strats very well. That weapon is not easy to make contact with enemies, but he does it like he's done it several millions of times over. It's another way you can tell a strong Mega Man player when they can move quickly through the 6 because of the not the inability to jump out of slides and will perform the cancels and then slide almost or jump immediately after. It's almost if you blink, you won't even see.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed that this race in general is probably one of the better races of the tournament.
And I think we're gonna see people and matches. That's gonna be incredible once you the later match for in maybe 2 weeks. That's gonna be incredible. We're gonna have like the top tier player playing against each other. I mean, it's gonna be a whole different game because they want to bring the air game, but you don't want to make any mistakes. But you know that a lot of players are just gonna go full throttle and trying to, make the best time, PB every time, on every run. That's a goal here for them.
Do you think we'll see any crazier strats than normal regarding zips or skips or anything, or?
Sorry, you mean more zips or more difficult strats?
Well, I guess I'm thinking of ones where there's potential to soft block or.
I mean, they try it on the first runs with the. I don't see for people who are trying difficult stuff and risky strats. There we go. I think we're not gonna see less from them. That's for sure. They're gonna go like all the way. So here we got a 1 hour, 53 and 58 seconds for Mr. Cab. So, well, it's a PB by over 3 minutes. That's incredible.
2 PBs in a single night. Wow.
2 PB by the both player. I mean, you can't ask anything more here.
Absolutely. And here we see some Super Game Boy.
Super Game Boy game.
Which I think is... Is this Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy?
I don't have any knowledge for Mega Man 5.
I have no idea.
Games on Game Boy. I played Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 1. Mega Man 1 was hard as hell. I mean, I tried to seriously. That game is really brutal. Mega Man 2 is pretty easy though. It's a lot of fun.
I've yet to play the Game Boy games, but that's another one on the list someday. Looks fun.
Yeah, looks pretty fun here. This is one thing I really want to do is pretty much try to play like every Mega Man games in like for the classic one, the 2D.
Sure.
So is he trying PB attempts here or something? I think I'm really curious to see. Mr. Cab is not showing that for no reason. I mean, there's something here probably. By the way, so we're talking about the other matches. We're gonna have one more in about 4 or 5 hours from now. Yeah, 4. What is it? Is it 2 or 3 a.m.?
It could be It could be 2 Central, 3 Eastern. Does that sound right?
It's on East. It's Eastern EDT.
Right.
I think 2 o'clock in the morning. Sorry. No, 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're talking about in 4 hours from now. There's gonna be another match, and this one's gonna be on speed gaming as well. So I think we're so log in into 4 hours, guys, and you're gonna be here. And especially, I mean, it's not you're having 2 really good players. It's Slurpee and Beef Watson are just incredible runners. So you don't want to miss that.
That should be an interesting match. Hopefully they will have a turnout. Maybe I wonder what time it is where they're located for that to have occurred at 3 in the morning. Because it can't be 3 in the morning there, but I could be wrong. I have no idea.
So yeah, there we go. Well, I know that Slurpee is Canadian, so it might gonna be. Well, yeah, if he's really in the east or the west. Actually, I think he's from BC, so it might gonna be 3 hours. So something like 11 o'clock for him. Yeah. Well, midnight. Sorry. Night shifter. There we go.
There you go.
So, well, I think, do we have anything more to say for the viewers, MC?
Thank you all for watching, and if you're available, please stay by for that match. It will be interesting. I think you will not be disappointed. We will probably see another close race just like we saw here.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't forget to follow the runners here, guys. Have a great night, and see you guys later.